Everyone good? You having a great time? Well, I tell you what, we got an absolutely cracking panel here because these are all rising stars. These are the up-and-coming diamonds of Jeunesse, and I think this panel we're going to get some great information. Should we get all these panelists up on stage? All right, where is Emily Fu? Ruby Emily Fu on stage. Sapphire Matthew FONG. Sapphire KEELY PEDLER. And Diamond Jimmy Sue. Now, I love this panel. These are all great people, and we're going to get some really superb information. So take a seat, guys. I love this industry because it's an industry that's made up of great, great stories. And within those stories, you can draw tremendous wisdom that you can incorporate into your business. And all four of our stars here on stage, their business has been a journey. We could have them up here and interview them for hours, but we want to try to piece behind some of those stories that might offer you some inspiration for you growing into the stars that you can become also in Jeunesse. So we're going to start with KEELY. KEELY PEDLER from Adelaide, South Australia, absolute star in the business, someone that's extremely passionate about Zen. She works very closely with Mark McDonald's. If you've been on any of the tremendous Zen webinars. KEELY, what I want to ask you is, why was Jeunesse for you so important, especially managing a family? You've got a wonderful, successful family. Why did Jeunesse fit into your family?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I think it's been an interesting journey. Like Lyndon said, everyone has got their own story, their own journey with how they got involved. And my husband actually joined Jeunesse. He knew Aaron, and it was completely not at all on my radar. I'm a school teacher, a PE teacher, secondary. I think at the time I was pregnant with my third child, and I had no idea at all about network marketing. So when Joe, my husband, came home, he'd been to a meeting and heard all about Jeunesse, and when he came home and talked to me about it, I was open, but I was more interested in the products because, I want to look good, want to feel good. But as we went along our journey with it, I just kept slowly learning, slowly growing. I got amazing results with the first product, the AMPM, and I grew into it, really. So it wasn't an instant thing. I didn't go along and go, I'm sold, I'm in. It was a gradual process because it was Joe, my husband, that actually brought it to me. And what I saw over the time is I looked at my dynamics with the children. I had 3 kids in 3.5 years, so I was really busy. A lot of people are busy. But I looked at it and I thought, what is this going to look like when I go back school teaching? How am I going to manage it? We don't have any family support around. This actually could really work for me. I love health. I love well-being. I love these products. I could be really good at this, but it took me time slowly to just build up those skills, and I just grew and grew and grew. If it was presenting, if it was just talking to people, prospecting, picking up the phone, and it came about that way by just gaining that belief just over and over and over, looking at my kids and going, I can fit this in, I can be there for them, and I can try and work it in around them, and I don't have to answer to anyone. So I actually said to my husband, we've got a very successful business, and he's a true entrepreneur, and I said, I'm jealous of you because of what you've built in your business, because I want that feeling that you've got where I'm successful. And he said, you know that you're a diamond as a mother. And I was like, yeah, I know that, but you don't get paid for that. And so it was interesting that now I see Jeunesse can really provide the feeling that I want to get out of a career, and really, that fulfillment that I see he has through his work. So, yeah.
Isn't that awesome, guys? For many people, there are different drivers, different things that really motivate people. But remember what we heard this morning, 90% of people in Australia building this business are women. And many of those women are stay-at-home mums that are looking to expand their horizons and to feel those same joys of entrepreneurship. So thank you, Keely. We're going to go to the second super mum on stage, Emily Fu. I just spent some time with Emily and her team in China just a few weeks ago. And when I say super mum, that's with a capital S. Now, Emily, you started your business, no secret, where you travelled overseas multiple times with a baby. And I know that for you, you've got some big dreams and goals with what you want to achieve in Jeunesse. How do dreams, goals and family go together? How did you make it work?
Yeah, it's a problem for every woman. You know, a lot of women are asking for the financial independence, and they have to balance with the family and business. You know, me, it's the same thing. And you know, I have 3 kids to take care. You know, all my dreams, I think, I just put the family in the first. A lot of times, I take kids to go out for travel. I ask them a question. So, what's the best part you like to travel? And the kids always answer me, because mom and dad and we can all together. They don't worry about. They don't care about what the theme park they're going to and what the place we are traveling to. So, I think the family could be the most important reason for me to achieve my goals for the freedom, you know. But, you know, the story inspired me a lot to build up a Jeunesse business. And also I'm here a story to inspire more people. Because everything changed, I think, when I go to Singapore 2015, the annual conference. I saw a lot of people on the stage. They change their lives no matter what their background. And they reach their time freedom and financial freedom. And I think that's what I am. And listen to their stories makes me to look at at myself in the mirror. Actually, I keep asking my question, a question like who I am and where I come from, where I'm going to, and what's my purpose of life. So during the time when I getting involved into the Jeunesse business, I find out I want to be a better person, better mom, and I give the children, you know, more time to watch them grow and to give them, you know, better life quality, good education, such things like that. And you know, when I've been introduced by with the Jeunesse product and the opportunity, I just pick up the product at the first time, and I didn't look at the business opportunity seriously, but. After that event, I think I made a very serious decision, because it makes me to looking back on my 10 years entrepreneurs with me and my husband. You know, we're working very, very hard on my traditional business, but couldn't get the good, you know, real freedom, because we only have active income, but not the passive income. So we're gonna working for another 10 or 20, 30 years for my traditional business without any freedom. So I sacrifice my health and my times and with the family. So it's really pity thing for my baby. So that's I think the main drive force that me to do the Jeunesse without any doubt, and with the consistency and persistence. And anyway, we will reach the goal. So yeah. I think, yeah, you got my story. Thank you.
Isn't that awesome? And, you know, for Emily, seeing her level of commitment, you always get to see the people, you know, as a diamond or a leader in this industry, you always get to see the clues with who you think that are going to make it. They make difficult decisions and they make them work. And, you know, I love to see those people succeed, and it's a pleasure working with you. By the way, Emily would encourage you all to go to Bangkok in September for the expo. Last year she was in Bangkok and left with a brand new Mercedes-Benz. So there you go. And at the same time, I've no doubt for Emily that she's teaching and instilling great principles and lessons and work ethic in her kids that are watching, you know, what her brave mum is doing. So fantastic job, Emily. We're going to go to Jimmy Sue down the end of the stage. Let's give Jimmy a big round of applause. Now, this is his first time on stage being interviewed, so I've told him I'm going to give him all of the hard questions. He is the other half of Susan Lan. Jimmy Sue is often in the background, but today he's right up in the spotlight. So, Jimmy, what I want to ask you, Susan started this journey with me in Jeunesse 5+ years ago, and you gave her absolutely full support. You know, behind the scenes, you support her in every way, help with organising things. But now, things have changed. And we're seeing that you're now also doing what Susan's doing. You're presenting in different cities at the same time. Why have things changed for you and Susan?
In the past nearly 6 years, I've been witness, the Jeunesse has changed so many people's life. And now the team is growing, so more people need help. And even if the Susan is the workaholic, she never stopped working. Yeah, we have like every week we're running 4 events on Zoom. Wednesday, we have a back office training. Thursday, we have product training. And the Friday, we got NDO. And Saturday evening, we have leadership training. And besides this, we have a live meeting twice in Sydney and once in Melbourne, and plus international support. So Susan travel a lot. She's running everywhere. So I know, she faced how hard she is. Yeah, she faced big pressure. So I try to ease her pressure.
Now, Jimmy, during this time, have your dreams, Susan's dreams, have they grown during this time? And that's why you've decided to put in, not only more support, but taking that front role as well.
Yes. Now I'm actually fully involved. I wish I can be Susan's second. But it's not possible, I know. I'm trying my best. But anyway, I already full involved in. I hope our team will double the capacity, double the power.
You know, guys, in this industry, we heard before the majority of people in Australia are women that are involved in this industry. And most times you have a scenario where usually the female, but sometimes the male, is involved in the business and they have no support from their partner. That's just your thing. And then sometimes you get someone that's in a relationship where male or female and the partner says, hey, that's fantastic. You know, that's your business, but I'm here to support you any way I can. Go for it. And then you get the third situation where you have a partner who is not only says, look, you go for it, but I'm going to run with you. And I'm going to give you all the support that I can. And that's what's been a real inspiration to me with Jimmy and Susan, is through that period, Jimmy's involvement's got more and more and more and more. Susan may have started the dream, but Jimmy's helped to continue and grow the dream to something bigger. So thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for that inspiration. Now, the youngest panellist is Maddie Fong from Sydney. Let's give Maddie a big round of applause. Now, Matthew, you've been to university. What were you studying at university?
So I'm doing a finance and accounting degree at University of New South Wales. Yeah.
Sorry. Well, being at university and getting a degree, okay, and being a smart guy, why do you see this industry as a real career, over simply a career through university?
Yeah, thanks for that, Lyndon. So I actually started my Jeunesse degree. Jeunesse, I'm stuck. Jeunesse journey, that's it, that's the word I'm looking for. I started my Jeunesse journey straight out of high school when I was going into university. And I think this was a period of time where I was going through a lot of changes. You know, entered a new degree, a new kind of environment, making a lot of new friends, a lot of new opportunities. And it was around the time when I was trying to choose my major in my commerce degree that I kind of hit a wall. And that kind of wall was I found out a lot of people in my industry of finance and accounting and also the wider corporate industry really weren't enjoying what they were doing. And I realized what I was currently doing in my degree wasn't exactly where I wanted to go. You know, I'm always someone that doesn't like listening to people. I like working for myself. I like adventure. And I think it really hit me when my own accounting tutor, he secured a graduate job at an insurance firm. And he was only a few years older than me. He came up to me and he was like, Matt, I hate my job. He was only there for about 6 months, but he absolutely hated it. I spoke to some family friends and my own family as well, and they had kind of the same opinions of what they were doing. So I thought, you know, I really have to be open to new opportunities. I have to look at other things. And around the same time, my mum over there, I think she's a bit surprised because I didn't tell her I was going to be up here today. Hi, Mum. But yeah, so she came up to me with this amazing platform, Jeunesse. She's an amazing mother, but to be honest, when she brought this up to me, I was like, Mom, this is something that you're going to do with your friends, you know, it's all good. But then she actually was involved for a few months, and I saw that she was loving what she was doing. She's a doctor by background, but she was absolutely loving this. She closed the clinic, sold it off, and more importantly, she was making money here. So for me, I was like, that's amazing. She's using social media to make money. You know, I'm not. Maybe I should look more into it. So she brought me up to a few leaders like Aaron, like Craig, like LYNDON over there, and I had to speak with them, and I really saw the opportunity here. You know, my goal right now is to be able to completely be financially free by the age of 30, to be able to travel the world, really go on, become a serial entrepreneur. You know, the goal I want to be able to do is be able to wake up whenever I want. I think with uni or with work, it's hard to do that. You have a boss telling you what to do. I want to be able to wake up whenever, book flights to wherever and just go, whether that's New York, LA, Greece, wherever it is. So I think I really saw the opportunity here. You know, as a university student coming off that normal path, I think this is so much more of a better platform than just a 9 to 5, or right now it's probably like 8 to 7 p.m. But yeah, so that's really where I saw the opportunity.
Well, Ding, you know, at the moment in network marketing, just about every company around the world, the hottest growth group is the 20 to 35-year-old age bracket. So I'm going to stick with Matthew on this line of questioning at the moment. Trying to enroll this age bracket, you know, the millennials, the young age bracket, how do you enroll them into this industry? And how do you incorporate social media? How do you use some of the modern technologies?
Yeah, great question. So I think this is a question I always get a lot. Every meeting I go, I always have mothers or dads come up to me and they're like, how do you enroll, you know, people your age? And I think the biggest thing is, I would say, is money attracts, but it doesn't stick. A lot of people my age, myself included, we're quite comfortable. You know, we say we want money, but sometimes we're not willing to work hard enough to go get that because it's not a big pain point. So if I didn't have money, I still live with my parents, I still get fed. But if you're looking at someone who's maybe over 40, if they're not making the money, then it's a bit of a problem because they have a family to feed, etc. So you can attract a lot of people that are my age with money, but what's going to make them stick is giving them something to be passionate about. Whether that's the platform and a few different things that people are passionate about is the product, for example. Zen Project 8 is just launched about a year ago, and a lot of people become so organically passionate about that in the millennial space because they love to get fit, they work out already, and they love helping other people get fit as well. Giving them a platform to become developed personally. You know, we have amazing leaders like Aaron and Craig and LYNDON, they're biggest mentors, and Susan also, as well as my mom. You know, being able to give them something that helps them grow in a way that they wouldn't usually get in university or any other platform except network marketing. So I think being able to grow a culture with that sort of self-development, with sort of passion, brand it, and giving, you know, so the brand that I'm running right now is we're called Mission to Millionaire. So it's kind of a space where people can come, help each other, self-develop, and people are really attracted to that. So being able to brand your culture, push that culture out and having a young, vibrant culture. I think that's what makes people stick.
Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. It's tremendous seeing, so many repeated topics coming up, and obviously, with millennials, instant gratification, make it more than that. And mission to millionaire, I think that's awesome. We're going to go back to Emily Fu. Now, Emily, we often hear people say that you've got to respect, the journey here in network marketing. The destination is worth all the pain. Now, I know through your business, it hasn't just been a steady growth. You had, in the middle of your business, you kind of hit a little bit of a flat spot where all of a sudden your belief is challenged and your business is stalled. You've got maybe some issues within your business you've got to deal with. How do you dig yourself out of that hole? How do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah, I think everyone got the challenges, include me. I can see Susan's challenge, Lyndon's challenge. And in other people's view, because they watch me do it very fast in the beginning, but actually my obstacles and my challenges come after I reach Ruby director. My business is getting very slow. Even within a half year, about 6 months, I can find one leader. And there is a very interesting thing between me and Amy, who is my best friend since primary school. And I prospecting to her actually takes me 2 more years to to get her in. And she is my big challenge, but now I can recognize her as a leader, have the diamond quality, as Lyndon already meet her in my hometown, Changsha. And she is my fastest growing sapphire leader just within 8 days, and get the $6,000 extra income incentives. So actually, at the very first time, her name, when I doing the name listing, she's the name just come up at the top 10 in my list. And because, she got a high education in England, she married with an Englishman, she got a cross-cultural family, and their children in China is very famous film actors and actresses, So she got a lot of social influence. And also they running English education center in China. They have a lot of resources. But it seems like everything she done better than me. So I'm just watching her like that. And I trying to warm up started with some conversation with her through the social media, WeChat. And I tried to send her some video clips about the instant ageless and all the full package of the Jeunesse stories, but I even get anything come back. No response at all. She just ignore it and didn't, respond me. So it makes me a little bit sad. But not sad, at the beginning, I'm very busy with my faster growing team, and I just leave it, says, oh, okay, don't worry. Maybe a few months later, I'll just do relaunching and prospecting again. The funny thing is, when I try the second time, which is 1 year later, she got a bad feedback with me because she just dropped a bomb, just like in my WeChat group. In that group, full of my best friends for over 20 years, she just put the article links, like a lot of bad feedback about the Jeunesse, like a scam story, something like that, and to make a lot of communicate, and the rest of the group, just watching that articles and started judging me and started judging the business I'm doing, so which make me really hurting inside, but physically I didn't respond and to that rejection. I mean, it's just challenge for me because I'm understanding. They don't understand the Jeunesse. It's common sense, If the people don't understand, they may prejudging, they may mislead by something else, So I just said maybe it's not a good timing. I just maybe leave it, keep going, just let them to watching what I'm doing, what I'm improving through the social media. Anyway, they're gonna pay attention to me. I just leave one soft word in that group chat. I said, I believe in myself. I believe in what I'm doing, and I'll keep going to do it, just like that. And magic thing, returned to me is another 1 year later. And during that 1 year, I think, oh my God, this is my challenge. I need to get you guys come to join me. And I put that the name listing again. I just reviewing every day, even thinking about it everywhere when I'm working, when I'm dreaming. So law of attraction, the dream come true. Last year, just a half year ago, in last August, which is now Gold Coast. Jeunesse University, we just met MV launching in Australia, and her whole family come to Australia for holiday, and we get a chance to living together. They living in my home for a whole month. We got a very close chance to deliver the whole thing to Amy, and she got that story and say, oh, I would like to have a look at it. Okay, I said, you have to go with me to go to the Gold Coast to have a closer look. You will get excited about it. And then we just booked the ticket to go to the Gold Coast. And the couple is really inspired the story and the storyteller on the stage, because they gain a lot of confidence with the people, because they say, see, those people, they are ordinary people. They even, you already done better than them before Jeunesse. So your start point is higher than them. So maybe you can do the business easier, more faster. And see, in our business, we do English education center. We are the educator. Actually, the business buying up our time working for money. So when we go for holiday, actually our income stops. So it's a good business we can go for. And then they get very crazy about the business, and I come back to my home and do the name listing, and then they can't wait to go back to China. And they do a warm-up conversation with the people overseas. And that time, we only have 8 days to catch the Sapphire $6,000 incentives. I say, don't worry, I help you out. I book a air ticket to go back to China and to get that 8 days, get the Sapphire done. Yeah. So we really make the journey, and we go back to China. Every day we stay together, and we go back to all the basics and do the totally just plug her into the system, and we find out the reason why, and make a commitment and make a name listing, and we do inviting and a presentation, follow up everything. So within a month, 8 days, we I recruit I think more than 40 people in her team, and she got that the $6,000. It's amazing.
If you kind of look at the lesson to learn here. Here you had Emily renewing her list, going back to people she'd been to school with, but also followed up someone that maybe you could very easily stop contacting because they were negative, about the business. But she followed up. She developed that relationship. It didn't affect, Emily's belief. This girl decides to join. Now, you've got to remember with Amy a little bit more about her. She's super successful. Her 2 kids are super famous in China. One was part of one of the biggest selling movies in China history called Dragon Blade, acted with John Cusack, Jackie Chan. Amy's doing this because her passion is helping other people. It's not the money. And Emily was clever enough to foster and develop that relationship for its magic to happen. So this is one of the things that you've got to do as a networker, is sometimes to do things that you can't immediately see the outcome right now. So fantastic job there, Emily. That is awesome. Now, Jimmy Sue, I'm going to put you out of your misery. Is that okay? Last question for you, and this is an important one. You have a great team and a lot of cooperation. Why is it important, if people want to be their best, that they are very focused on creating teamwork?
Yeah, I believe that teamwork is very important. First of all, as a leader, I always tell the team that the leader actually like a locomotive of the train. So you yourselves must be on the right track first, and then you need to be and then you can lead your team to the correct destination. So the second, the leader must be powerful enough and bring this, take this train and fast enough to the destination. And then the team leader cooperation is so important to make this locomotive is much more powerful. Yes.
Absolutely. And if you have, if you want to be your best in this industry, I know I can achieve great things on my own here at Jeunesse, but I can achieve far better things working with combined energy from other leaders within the group. So the combined energy of a team is always going to outperform, the individual. So working as a team is always absolutely paramount. So leaving the last question to Keely. So Keely, in your time in Jeunesse, what's a couple of big lessons that you've learnt during this time?
Okay, I've learned a lot of lessons. I think Noosa this year was a real turning point for me because I sat down with my husband. Last year was quite a tough year. Lots of different people left Jeunesse to go to different things, which we're all aware of, and my beliefs started to waver a little bit, to think, at times, is this something for me? Can I do this? Why are people going? And it's hard sometimes to not look to not notice what other people are doing, and you lose your focus. So I sat down and I wrote down what I want. I went back to some old Bob Proctor training, which actually Tracy Seacombe, a lot of people might know her, she ran me through a few years ago, and it was like, what do you want with your life? What are your goals? And I made it different. It's nothing to do with my husband, because sometimes I would always sort of tag along with what he was doing, and it's like, what do you really want? And it was all of those things like, I want teamwork, I want fulfillment, I want good health, I want to work with like-minded people, I want to empower other people, I want to be a leader. And all of these things that I was writing down, I looked at it and I thought, where am I going to get that from? And the answer was really just staring me straight in the face. So it actually, my biggest learning to date has been like what Angela Lucenti, who's also a really awesome mentor to me, even though she's not my upline, she's always really supportive with that girl power because we're surrounded by men, which we do love, you guys as well. But don't compare yourself to other people. You don't have to make excuses because everyone's got challenges, but run your own race. It's not who gets there faster, it's the tortoise and the hare. It's okay, like you've got your kids, other people have got their businesses, their challenges, their lives, whatever it is. Stop comparing yourself to others and feeling that sinking feeling that you can get when you don't think you're as good as someone else, or they're going faster than me, or they just enrolled a superstar. I've missed the boat. I've missed this opportunity. Jeunesse is too old for me now. And just don't think like that. And I put my blinkers on, and since I've put my blinkers on, I just I collaborated with Jacinta Carr and Angela Gibson and the Hong Kong girls, and we just all got together and we all hit the Sapphire 25 bonus, and hit the 3,000. And we just, because our blinkers were on to what everyone else is doing, it doesn't matter. You just have to stay focused and really just stay true to why you're doing it. And yeah, comparison really is negative for your business. So that's probably my number one learning, and I'm definitely the tortoise. But don't worry, I'll cross the finish line, so yeah.
That's absolutely awesome. And guys, we've heard some great wisdom from the Rising Star panel here. And just on a final note with what Keely said and what was preceded with Craig on stage, how important is personal growth? It's a driving factor for a lot of people to build this business. And the cool thing is that if you succeed in network marketing, personal growth comes along for the ride. It's inevitable. So what a fantastic bonus, even besides the money. So let's give the Rising Star panel a huge round of applause. Keely, Pedler, Matty Fong, Emily Fu, and Jimmy Sue. Thank you, everyone.